Kevin will get you the ball, and then like you just gotta perform.
Relatable.
Patient.
Resolute.
Approachable.
Accessible. Unapologetically Black.
Is always himself in every space, and I think makes room for other people to be themselves.
He's a generational talent.
So I'm like a 22-year-old kid when I got to the post. And he was one of the people who would come up and meet you. Oh, you're a new face. Let me say, who are you? Where are you coming from? And put you at ease that it's okay to be here.
He was one of those folks who I was like, oh, I'm not sure if I can approach him. But it turned out that he was one of those larger-than-life figures in the newsroom.
He would come up with taglines for the year. And the joke was always that every year the tagline was like, this is the year of ambition. Like every year for Kevin is the year of ambition. He would just be like, this is the year of ambition. This is the year of ambition. And after you have conversations with him, you feel that way. He's very inspirational about the possibility of doing great work every single time.
Kevin's greatest impact on my career is that he gave me confidence at a very young age. He instilled that belief in me with individual story assignments and with helping me find ways to grow incrementally. And at the time, I was a reporter, but I saw in Kevin a model for how to eventually be an editor and a manager and a leader in a newsroom.
He talked to me about how he really was able to develop his voice when he moved to the style section. That might be something that I would benefit from, and I should think about it. And of course, I said, yeah, why don't I try that? And I loved it. And before I took on editing, it was a conversation with Kevin who we talked not just about putting the journalism together, but the opportunity to lead by having a seat at the table.
When Kevin first got to LA, I think he honed in on the fact that the coverage of Black LA was lacking at the LA Times. And he connected with me and he saw that that was something that I was interested in covering. And he took extra time to mentor me and to make sure that we produced excellent work that highlighted and elevated what it is to be Black in LA. And I think that has made a pivotal role in my growth as a young journalist.
I became an environmental writer because Kevin made me an environmental writer. And he would say, you know, I read this story. I really like what you did here. I really like what you did there. That meant everything. That gave me the confidence to keep going.
Kevin was constantly opening doors for other people to be successful and would support them. But it was their success. It was the newsroom's success. I think that's certainly the case for me.
Kevin is the godfather of Delos. The idea was to create a news product that catered to the large Latino population that lived in the United States. You know, oftentimes I feel like people of color, journalists of color, have to constantly be having to justify and defend doing stories about communities of color. To have the executive editor not only not do that, but also fully through the support of the institution behind this project was very validating. Kevin really empowered me to step into this role.
Every newsroom that he is in is better because he's there.
He deserves credit for creating this generation of Black women who are these powerful journalists in our industry right now.
In the Black community, we have a number of sayings, each one teach one.
He was definitely someone who showed us how to do it, not told us how to do it.
He's given me a lot of tools to be able to stand on my own.
It wasn't a whole lot of, hey, look at me. It was like, I'm standing on shoulders.
I could point to Kev as moving the ball along. And now you got other good reporters saying, Kev moved me along.